welcome back to another episode of.
Race Rats podcast.
Do you want to say anything else this week? You did so well last week.
I don't even remember what I said.
Oh my god, you were so unhinged, and it was so good. It was so funny.
Because I was delirious, I think.
I miss it.
I had been in a lot of pain all day, and the delirium just kind of just threw me off.
I'm gonna mourn this for the rest.
You're gonna mourn me in a delirious state.
It was so good.
It just knocked me up on numbing cream, and I think the lidocaine literally just hit my head or something.
You were so unhinged and so mean to me in the best way possible.
Well, I can try.
You can try, like it's so hard
try
for
and
you.
Bully you.
What have you been doing the entire time you've been over this afternoon?
I don't know, just chilling. Just chilling.
Anyway, welcome back to another episode. This week we are talking about the biggest tifosi-coded race of the calendar. Ferrari. Tifosi is Ferrari fan.
What is the meaning of that?
Explain it after. I thought we'd been over this before.
Maybe we have, but I just forgot.
Anyway, yeah, we are talking about the biggest tifosi-coded race of the season, the Emilia Romagna. Fucking hell.
Pull it together.
1 hour later.
The Emilia Romagna, 5 attempts later, Imola race. Yes. I'm excited for this one. Because a lot happened. Outside of the main race, but also some big things happen inside of the main race.
Big things. I know nothing about what has happened in this race, so yeah.
Are you about to learn? That's the best part of us doing this. Oh, this is what I was saying about the neck exercise before. This is a G-force thing. See how? Yeah, right. The faces, dude. The faces.
Looks like he's gonna cry.
Then you see Lando do it, and you just see like his neck veins popping, and I'm like, damn, bro, that's wild.
Damn.
Is that what's under his helmet? Probably. Yeah, we had the Imola GP this weekend. Yeah, and it's exciting. I think it was exciting. The biggest part of the weekend for me is this year marks 30 years since Senna died. And his fatal crash was in Imola. And Sebastian Vettel came back to the grid for one weekend to do a Senna tribute. So they did a walk for Senna where they all had matching t-shirts. Except some of the drivers did not walk.
What did they do? They just
Hamilton was on a scooter, an electric scooter, and Bottas and Sainz were on their little cycles.
That's right.
And Charles Leclerc was just randomly on some like BMX. Where he got a BMX from, I don't know. Cute. But he was on it. And it was raining during it. But it was a very sweet tribute to Senna. And then obviously they did have Vettel drive the car around the circuit as well.
Did Senna pass at that
Yeah.
At Imola
during the race.
Wow.
30 years ago. And
it's
nice
that they're still paying tribute.
He's one of the best. He will always be one of the best. And yeah, Vettel drove his old McLaren around the track, and waved the Brazilian flag for him, and it was just very, very sweet, and made me very, very happy. Yeah, long live the memory of Senna is really all I can say. Which is funny because we're filming this again late, on the Monaco media day this week. Today is Monaco media. Actually, it's Monaco media starting now. And all the liveries for Monaco for McLaren have just been announced. But that's something we'll talk about next week. But it's also to do with Senna.
For Monaco as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Monaco's a crown jewel of the calendar.
Right. Yeah.
But also
most
like
popular, or one of the most popular races.
Yeah, Senna has made some magic around the streets of Monaco, which is why they are paying tribute to him this week.
It's cute. So they celebrate him.
Always. We celebrate
Always.
Senna always. Starting with the race stats though, because we're just gonna jump straight into that. FP1 this week funnily enough, did have Ollie Behrman back in the car.
Ollie Behrman?
Yeah, Baby Bear back in the car. Baby Bear back in the car. For Haas, though. He was doing his testing for Haas. The top 10 out of FP1 were Leclerc, Russell, and Sainz.
Leclerc. Oh, George Russell.
I know. Russell up there?
He's pulling that back up.
Yeah. Perez in 4th, Verstappen in 5th, Tsunoda in 6th.
Oh, wow.
Hamilton up there in 7th. Norris in 8th. Piastri in 9th.
Sorry, I'm just reading.
I'm kind of like, do I just want to put it here and let you read it?
Just reading over your boobs.
Thank you.
just
Okay. Alright.
Take over them.
Yep.
Huge mountains in the way.
Thank you. Thanks for that one. You've already gone for my pocket.
Her pockets are on her boobs. So if I try to get anything out of her pocket, it's just
I want to keep the Uno reverse card in there just so you can't have it.
But you can't say that for me. No boobs there.
Anyway, and Alonso in 10th. Funnily enough, you know who was in 11th?
Who?
Just missing out on the top 10 spots? The Alpine of Pierre Gasly.
Pierre Gasly.
Anyway, FP2 saw the leaderboard have a bit of a fun one.
Fun time.
You wanna know?
Yeah.
You really wanna know?
Yeah, I kind of do. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Well, in the top 3 spots, we had Charles Leclerc. Yep. Oscar Piastri.
Really?
This one's gonna get you though. Yuki Tsunoda.
In the top 3.
Yuki in the top 3.
Jeez.
Our little chef is cooking this year.
Wow.
Yuki is cooking. I had one of the group chat the other day say that Yuki shouldn't be cooking at his height.
It's too dangerous.
And I said, excuse me, I am smaller somehow than that, and I'm cooking.
Cooking like a chef. You're a 5-star Michelin.
Yeah. FP2 was not a great one for a lot of the drivers. But yeah, we did see Yuki Tsunoda in P3.
That is impressive. That's
so little Tsunoda.
Little Tsunoda. You got little snow.
And then FP3. If you thought that was shocking, you were shocked by someone in that.
Yeah.
You're gonna be shocked by this one. So FP3 saw the top 3 spots as, and this I'd like to preface is the hottest thing in the world to me. I would have just stopped the race weekend with this top 3. Maybe not in this order, but this top 3. Piastri in P1, Norris, and Sainz.
Wow!
I got my papayas and I got my Sainz.
All your faves.
Leclerc was in 4th, don't worry.
Oh my gosh, so it's like perfect.
Yeah, double papaya, double Ferrari.
That's so good. Double red. They don't have a
red, just red.
Just
They're back to red this weekend. We got rid of the Miami blue, which does make me sad. But anyway, Piastri, in all honesty, like, okay, fan of Piastri. Obviously, I'm more of a Norris when it comes to McLaren. But Piastri is such a talented driver. I've said this time and time again. You would not think this is his second year in the sport with how well he takes it, but also how impressive of a driver he is for his second year. And yeah, in all of those free practices, he did well. But like for FP2 and FP3, for him to be in the top three, very impressive. And then we had qualifying. Now qualifying ended up a little bit messy because some things happened. The best part of it though is Alpine made it into qualifying two.
Woo!
Alpine somehow made it into Q2.
They're making miracles.
They were. They were this weekend. I was
Both of them?
both of them. I'm pretty sure it was both of them.
Wow.
So pole position for qualifying out of nowhere after a not so great start to the weekend. Verstappen. Yeah, kind of just.
How?
The free practices were just a game to him. He didn't really care about them. But then qualifying came around and he went,
Okay.
pole, thank you.
I want that one.
Back to pole.
So what is the point of the free practices then? Just to practice?
Just to get them ready, to get tire wear, to get a feel of the track, because a lot of things have been done to the track since the last time they actually got to race on it. Gravel traps were moved closer. Runoffs were shortened or gotten rid of. So yeah, there was a lot for them to just kind of get the feel of the track, that kind of thing. So many were taking the corners too tight and going through the grass. Too many almost screwed their cars over, going over the bumps and going flying. All four wheels on the floor, please. This is driving, not flying.
Then qualifying's where it's actually
Qualifying's where it matters because that is going to be your starting position for the race. And obviously you want to be as close to the front as possible.
Yeah.
Because the further back you are, the more you have to overtake.
Yeah.
The further forward you are, the more behind you. You've got to defend.
You've just
but
gotta keep your space.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, we had Verstappen on pole, sharing the front row with none other than Oscar Piastri.
Wow.
Yeah, little Aussie.
Little Aussie boy.
I told you he did well this weekend.
Yeah. Good on him.
Not to say Norris didn't, because Norris was in P3, who was starting third. Next to Leclerc. Then the third row was Sainz and Russell. Fourth row, Tsunoda and Hamilton. And fifth row, Ricciardo and Hülkenberg. Ricciardo, Q3. He made it into Q3.
What is the Q3 again? What does that mean?
The top 10 spots. So Q1 knocks out the slowest 5. Q2 knocks out the next slowest 5, which leaves the top 10. Q3 is to secure your spot in that top 10, of like where you're going to start in that top 10 for the race.
And he made it into Q3.
Made it into Q3.
Wow,
I know. We did another one like Miami again. And yeah, came he was starting 9th, which not bad for the RBs.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad for the V-Cubs.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, there is some bad news. Piastri did get a penalty.
Oh, that's right.
He got a grid place penalty for impeding Hülkenberg and dropped 3 spots. So Piastri ended up starting. Bless you.
Thank you.
You just woke my dogs up.
I'm sorry,
Piastri started P5 in the end, which moved everyone else up, which saw Lando locking out the front row with Verstappen.
I kind of wish it was Piastri still, to be honest.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, because Lando has more pace.
I don't know. I just want to see Piastri just like.
He still did very well.
More.
He did still do very well. Where he did start from, though, did mean he was fighting with Sainz for 4th for so much of the race. Which, you know, with the beef between them, everyone was just waiting to see what was going on. And then he undercut his pit stop and Ferrari kind of screwed up strategy-wise, and pitted Sainz just a little too late, which meant by the time he did, Piastri had gotten ahead of him again. He was doing very well. But Piastri ended up sandwiched between the two Ferraris. Yeah, here's what it is. Alonso did start in the pit lane because right before the race they did have some adjustments to the car because there was issues.
I didn't realize you could start in the pit lane.
Yeah.
So
he basically started P20, but he has to wait for everyone else to go past before he can come out.
So why would you start in the pit lane?
So you cannot touch the car after it's been parked for me. So after qualifying, that's race conditions. If something goes wrong and something needs to be fixed, that's when you take a grid penalty and you have to start from the pit lane.
Okay.
So something had obviously been noted for being wrong with Alonso's car. They had to do some quick fixes at the start and opted for just taking that penalty and starting from the pit.
Okay.
Alonso did have a lot of issues that race. At one stage, his brakes were literally on fire.
On fire?
Yeah.
How
And not in the good way. Physical fire. Physical
How did
fire.
that happen?
I don't know. Do you want me to go ask him?
Yeah.
Hey, Alonso.
Hey, baby boy.
Fire? Question mark?
I didn't say
I don't know.
that.
I just let it happen too. That's the best part.
Why didn't you stop me?
Why not?
I think I was trying to say buddy boy, and then it
And you
came out as baby boy.
You got a thing for Alonso, huh?
Hey, baby boy.
He's just a rookie, okay? He's just a rookie.
No.
Rookie of the year.
I'm
Rookie of the year.
Kind of scared of him, to be honest.
Is it because he's actually shorter than he looks?
No, it's because I saw that video where they had filters on them that made them look like
God,
really
yeah.
weird.
Sigma Alonso.
Yeah, Sigma
Alonso.
And that scared me a
Sigma
lot.
Alonso isn't real. Sigma Alonso in the corner.
He can't hurt you.
That's terrifying. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
But yeah, his brakes were on fire. Albon also got investigated for and got a penalty for unsafe release. With a loose tire.
A loose tire.
Loose tire. So for this would be like the third race.
But that's
now.
not his fault, is it?
Yeah, but the driver gets penalized. The third race now, not in a row, but like this has been the third time. His tire almost finished the race before he did.
Doesn't that mean he technically finished the race though if the tires falling into his car?
I don't know. It wasn't me.
I mean, because
I didn't do it.
Lightning McQueen finished that one race by sticking his tongue out, and that made him win, right?
Yes, you are correct. Unfortunately, Albon ended up having a few more issues, and he did end up DNFing.
Oh.
He was the only driver to DNF.
That's a shame.
For once, we saw Logan Sargent not at the very back.
That's nice.
Yeah,
it's good. It's fun.
Alonso and Bottas were. He came 17th.
Oh,
but he wasn't 20th. And a win is a win.
Damn straight.
Yeah. Funny thing to happen. Much like the Alpine being in Q2, is Gasly holding fastest lap for the first couple of laps.
Fastest?
How is the Alpine? How is the Alpine getting fastest lap?
Yeah. How's that happening?
And at the back of the grid too. But like.
Yeah. What? Fastest lap.
Fastest lap for my man Gaz. You know.
Not even Verstappen. Why do
Obviously, Verstappen took it over, but
why would I assume that Verstappen always? I mean, it's fair to assume that he would always have the fastest lap, but like, but he doesn't always, which is interesting.
Yeah. Gasly held fastest lap. A lot went on. Okay. Most of the race was quite boring. It was the last 20 laps that it got exciting.
Yeah.
And I'll go into that in a second. Two more things I want to quickly note is everyone's favorite paddock menace, Leo Leclerc Saint Malo, was back in the paddock this week. A video did come out. Carlos posted a video of him after the race on the Sunday. Leo, being the menace he is, pooped in the middle of the paddock in the walkway. And then Carlos was telling Charles to pick it up, and Charles was like, I don't have paper, someone give me paper. It was just the funniest video ever. Thank you, Leo, for being a paddock menace. Love that for him. And my favorite wag was also back in the garages this weekend. Roberto. Roberto was back in Carlos's garage.
That's his personal trainer?
No, that's Gigi.
Oh, okay.
Teto's his wag.
Who's Roberto?
Teto.
I'm sorry, I always forget who he is.
Pretty boy Teto.
Yeah, I don't.
Teto is a former F1 driver. He now drives, I want to say WEC, but I might be wrong. But most of all, he usually is cycling around with Carlos.
No cycle buddy.
So, yeah.
I just have to mention something that I found out. I was so happy to find out about Formulino, the kitty cat, and I was like, oh my god, he's just so cute. He's got an all access pass. He's a little mascot and the owner, and I'm telling it to her today, and she's like, oh, you know he's dead. Just broke my heart. I was so excited to tell her about that. I just found out about him. She's like, oh yeah, he's dead. Just crushing my dreams.
So sorry.
Crushing my hopes.
You started speaking about Formulino, and I assumed you were speaking about it because you knew this was the first year he wasn't in the paddock.
I just found out he existed.
Yeah, and I broke.
I found out he existed today, and I was so excited about this little cat. I freaking love cats. But no.
Rest in peace, Formulino.
Rest in peace.
I'm so sorry about that too. I assumed that's what you were talking about, but anyway,
That's just sad though. That's
very sad. We do miss Formulino. But yes, the race. Oh my god, I'm so tired. The race did get exciting. Eepy. I am so eepy. The race did get exciting. In the last 20 laps.
How many laps was the race? I expect you to know this off the top of your head. Go on.
I want to say 57, and I could be wrong. 63. I thought it was either 57 or 62. It was 63.
Well, you were wrong both times.
I was wrong. I was close with my other guess, but anyway. Yeah, last 20 laps got very, very exciting with Lando chasing Verstappen. Chasing.
On his tail.
He was. So as the laps closed in and in, can you stop fidgeting with everything you find? Yeah, so in the last 20 laps, Lando got faster and faster. So Lando had made his way up to P2, and it was a little bit stressful because Charles Leclerc was on his tail, and it very much looked like Leclerc was going to catch up to him and overtake. But then as the laps were closing in, he built that gap between him and Leclerc up, and he closed off the gap between him and Verstappen.
Nice.
Now, when I say he closed these off, everyone, including Lando and Verstappen themselves, have said 2 more laps, and Lando would have overtaken Verstappen and won.
Wow.
So
and that would have been like 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, from getting his maiden win in Miami.
And then he's already he's keeping up with
this. Is how good this was. So not only was his tire management amazing, his battery management was great. So towards the end of the race, Verstappen was getting calls from his team being like, you need to preserve battery, drawing down. So basically, it had the percentage. Verstappen had about 30% battery left, which goes very, very fast. Norris 60.
I still find it so funny that they have battery.
Yeah,
On
the
their
modern
cars.
ones, yeah. But yeah, Verstappen's at 60%.
60% when.
So the battery recharges under braking in that. So Verstappen
Okay.
had done so well during the race that he had 60% battery life left. Like he built that back up,
Wow.
and Verstappen was only at 30. And then, yeah, as I said, the laps are closing in. He's closing that gap closer and closer to the point. 2 more laps, we would have gotten him. We would have gotten Verstappen. Verstappen says after this, like during, like on the radio as they're going in, that he actually had to work for this one.
Wow. That's
Like,
new for it. Must be new
exactly.
for him.
Man's usually out on a little Sunday stroll.
Just having
Mind
fun,
you,
going
he's
for a little
just done
drive.
a 24-hour, not 24-hour, I can't think of what it's called. But he did a stream in the middle of the night with Team Redline where he was doing sim racing.
Yeah.
With Team Redline in the middle of the night, and then he came for race day and said, "Let's get this bread. Let's get this Red Bull."
Yes.
And yeah, he smashed it. He won. Yeah, 2 more laps, and oh my god, Norris would have gotten him. Now, in saying this, the final positions were Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc. This is the first time a Ferrari has been on that podium since Michael Schumacher. So it's been many, many years since we've seen that Ferrari on a podium. Leclerc obviously wanted to win. He wasn't quite happy with P3, but like, you got P3 in a Ferrari in Imola. Like, just take that. The Tifosi loved it. I noticed something in the standings with this, and that was that Lando's gap to Verstappen. Every other race so far this season, and for a long time, the gap between Verstappen and P2 has been a very, very notable gap.
Yeah.
Like, you see Verstappen, 2 days later you're seeing P2. The closest anyone has been to him is 12 seconds.
That's still really far away.
It is very far away in terms of those cars. 12 seconds, massive gap. Lando finished 0.76 seconds behind Verstappen.
Less than a second.
So for a very long time now, the closest anyone's been is 12 seconds, and Lando has landed under a second.
Wow.
Once again, Lando has landed. This is what I mean. McLaren got their upgrades. Lando got that spark under his ass. And here we are. So we're going to see how Monaco goes this weekend, because I have total faith in that boy.
I feel like he's got the taste for it. And
well, he literally said on the team radio after that, like, it hurt more to not win this one, being so close to Verstappen.
Yeah.
Now that he's gotten that taste of victory, it's like
he wants it.
It hurts more.
Yeah.
It's more.
It's like a vampire.
Yeah, you've got the taste.
Blood.
Like, that's what he wants
Like
now.
Bella when she becomes a vampire.
Oh, I love that piece so much. For another week in a row, Sonoda has ended up in the top 10 as well. He finished P10. Sonoda is doing very, very well. Now,
his way up.
I also just want to say, around this time last year, Orlando himself was sitting on about 47 points, right? McLaren did not have a great start to the year last year. This year, currently, after 7 races, Lando is sitting on 101 points. If he does better than Perez next race, he is going to overtake Perez in the points and he'll be in P3. Yep. He's not that far off Verstappen either. It is insane. He is doing wonders this year. And I'm so proud because I knew this would happen. Sainz has taken a bit of a slip back. For the 3rd week in a row, he has finished in P5. Sainz needs to stop the obsession with the number 5. We get it. He's 55.
But that doesn't mean you want to be in 5th place.
We don't want 5th place anymore, babe. Like, let's get a move in.
We've grown past that.
Let's get a move in. I want more. Fastest lap by the end of the race was George Russell.
Wow.
With a 1:18.
Anya Russell.
Fastest pit stop was Red Bull with a 2.09. And driver of the day. She's getting wheelie. That's fair. My knees are hurting too. Driver of the day, much to no one's surprise, Lando Norris.
Again?
Again. You know he has the most driver of the days this season.
Really?
Well deserved. Well deserved. Yeah.
Nice.
Lil Norris, driver of the day again. Love that for him.
Lil Lando.
Lil Lando.
Lil Lando.
No Riz. No Riz.
No Riz.
Our babe, no Riz.
No Riz. That's so sad for him.
No Riz, but so much gossip. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Imola did great for us. I'm so excited. Like, what else happened? Oh,
Any paddock gossip?
surprisingly, not really. Paddock was quite quiet this week.
It's sleepy.
It's sleepy, which is not a bad thing. We like a quiet week. We don't like there always being.
Gossip's not always good. It's
No.
nice when things are just simple and just race focused and not like.
Yeah, I love a little bit of gossip because I'm a gossip gal. But I do just kind of want to focus on the races sometimes. Like, that's what I'm here for at the end of the day.
And sometimes gossip does get in the way of the actual racing.
Yeah. But one thing that did happen that I wanna talk about for a second is the Friday, for FP1 and FP2, a certain driver showed up to the paddock with quite possibly the best look I've ever seen. And I've heard some vocal accusations about this. I've heard some hate about this. But Carlos Sainz, porn stache, you could never make me hate you.
I hated it at first, but it grew on me. It really did. And with the slick back hair, it's just a whole look.
So the reason he did this is because his PT, Pierluigi, or Gigi, as we call him, Gigi, he is from Italy. This was his home race. And Carlos wanted to pay homage to him.
That's
for
so
that.
cute, though.
So him, Gigi, and Teto all arrived at the paddock with their slicked back hair and their little porn stashes.
Twinning.
Tripleting.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it so much. I wish that porn stash would stay because it's such a look. Here's the thing. I wasn't like 100% on the slick back hair. I can be honest about that. But imagine that porn stash with his normal fluffy hair.
Yeah,
that would be everything.
Yeah, I feel like the porn stash with the slick back hair, it's really.
It was giving very Italian mobster.
Very porny.
Very, yeah. It's porn with plot, and plot is Italian mobster. Gets sold to an Italian mob. I don't know, something like that.
And One Direction shows up.
And One Direction shows up.
And they want to adopt you.
No, they didn't want to adopt you. They bought you.
They bought you, yeah.
Bought you.
They're in with the mob. Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely enjoyed that look. And now it's Monaco. It's Monaco week. And the next time you'll be seeing us will be when we film for Monaco. And I have so much to say about Monaco already, and it's only media day.
How can you already have so much to say?
Monaco! You ever heard the song Monaco by Bad Bunny? That's my alarm tone. But you get to hear the
yes, I've heard. When I think Monaco, I think of that movie Monte Carlo with Selena Gomez. I love that movie.
You know what else you can think of? That one scene in Gossip Girl where they talk about Gossip Girl. And this is why you know nothing about the paddock gossip.
I think I've offended so many people this week. I told Steph and Fish I'd never seen 10 Things I Hate About You.
I'll be honest, either have I.
They were very, very personal.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
And I haven't seen Gossip Girl. I'm just yeah.
Maybe
Not my
you were in
thing.
on me having to crawl on the floor like a worm the other day as well.
Yeah.
I
I
personally
enjoyed that.
believe it was honestly it was. I'm good at that.
Yeah, you
Me in an obstacle course would go off.
Ninja Warrior. Here
Ninja
we
Warrior.
come.
I'm out
I'll
here.
be your trainer. I'll be on the side supporting you.
You and Lando. There's something I didn't do this week. I'm not going to do it because you'll punch me. And I already spoke about call signs and his porn stash, so we'll leave it at that.
Who punched who now?
If I speak about someone, you'll punch me. So we'll leave about the fact that I spoke about Carlos and his porn stash, and I'll take that win for this week.
That's a win for me.
A win's a win. A win's a win. Anyway, you ready to sign off?
I feel like we missed something. Predictions.
I knew we were missing something. All right, Monaco. What are your predictions?
Well, seeing as he's already doing pretty well, I feel like what was your prediction for the last race? What did we predict for that?
I think I said Lando, if not Lando win, Lando P2.
Yeah.
So I did get that right.
I was thinking Leclerc P2, Verstappen P1. I think that was my
I think we both been like Verstappen's for sure P1, which we almost didn't get right, but I would have gotten Lando win or P2 right anyway. And then I think you did say that you wanted Leclerc on the podium as well, being tifosi, and I wanted Sainz, which I didn't get Sainz. Sainz was 5.
All right. So prediction for Monaco. I think Norris is gonna pull through again, and I'm kind of hoping Piastri. I'm thinking. I mean, this is being hopeful. Norris, Verstappen, Piastri.
No Leclerc for his home race?
No, I guess if it's his home race, maybe.
No, I will tell you now, you were smart to not say Leclerc. Leclerc has a Monaco curse.
Oh, really?
Something always goes wrong for him in Monaco.
Then yeah, I'm not gonna.
We'd always love to see him break that home race curse.
Yeah, it would suck.
Yeah, he grew up in those streets.
Grew up in the streets.
Grew up in the streets with his money. Monaco. I think. I unfortunately think it's going to be another Verstappen dominance, but I'm going to keep with what I said and say, if not Verstappen, Norris. Because he has performed well in Monaco in the past. So, he does know the streets of Monaco, and that car is doing well. And the car has a Senna livery this weekend, which we'll talk more about next week. But I think that's going to give him a bit of something. A
little bit of extra.
A little bit of something. A little extra speed with pizzazz. Ooh, but who else am I going to see on that podium? I want to be hopeful. And say that he's going to do better than he has the last few races because he had such a strong start to the season, and say Sainz back on the podium.
Yeah.
So I reckon, not sure what order, but Verstappen, Norris, Sainz.
Okay.
Do you have any possible hot seat moves that you think might be announced?
I'm just waiting for Red Bull to announce that Carlos is.
I am holding out hope for the Versaines reunion. Red Bull have been posting way too much of Carlos, and I just want him back in that seat. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like I just think it's just about time that they just announce it because it seems like it's pretty inevitable.
Well, rumors have come out in the last 24 hours that they are looking to re-sign Perez. Mind you, I don't quite believe these rumors because they said, because he's had such a strong start to the season. He's had a shit start to the season. Sainz had a better one.
Yeah. Sainz had a win.
But apparently, from what I've heard, they're only offering him a year contract. He wants a 2-year contract. Red Bull have said no. And now it's backwards and forwards.
Right.
So I don't want to believe this is a thing because I've seen way too many times and be like, oh yeah, they want to offer Perez the seat, and then it has not been that at all. So it just seems like they're just trying to get Perez. People are just trying to shove Perez back in that seat and be like, no, they really want him. I am holding out hope for the Versaines reunion. I need the Toro Rosso rookies back together. The Red Bull Juniors, I need them back. I need them back. I need Vassane's dominance again. And if I say so myself, outside of Papaya, I look pretty damn good in Red Bull merch. So spending the next year in both McLaren and Red Bull merch wouldn't be the worst thing
you
for
wouldn't
me.
be caught in the Ferrari match though, even though you are a very big Sainz fan.
I'm not a fan of Ferrari. I'm a fan of their driver.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Hello.
I couldn't. Speaking of, oh, look at little baby
Little chameleon.
Chameleon Leclerc. Why they keep showing him? I can't do this. Oh, one thing we haven't spoken about. During Imola, Bottas was seen leaving the Williams hospitality. It's rumored he was in talks about moving to Williams next year.
Oh.
Since,
Interesting. No more
since one of
steak F1.
well,
kicks out.
one of their seats has already been filled by Hülkenberg, so they've only got one left. But yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway, let's sign off. Do a little sign off. I'm busy. I'm getting distracted looking at Grill the Grid, watching Carlos
Fun too.
Sainz Vasquez de Castro.
Bye. See you next time.
Monaco.